Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024. It is 9 a.m. It is time once again for our mindful moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right here in Tucson, Arizona. And our purpose is to provide the tools that I think work. Our purpose is to provide the opportunity to explore the principles of new thought. Those are the tools. Exploring the principles of new thought in order that we may master spiritual understanding, find personal purpose, and develop a spiritual path. So that's what we're here to do. Today, I am pre-recorded. I mentioned yesterday that I would most likely be pre-recording today's mindful moment. That is the case because I do have an appointment that I had to schedule for 9:15. So I am, while you're watching this, I'm actually on the road to go get it. And isn't it wonderful how technology allows us to be in multiple places at once? Or is this really me? That's something to ponder. Whether you're watching live, I'm not live, but if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, do me a favor, post a comment to let me know that you are here. I love to see those comments come through. And I do, even when I've pre-recorded, I go back and I read the comments later. So please do post comments. And if you have any questions that you would like me to address, obviously I won't be able to address them live today, but I can address them in a future mindful moment. But I do want to offer this reminder, and that is to say this: you are love. You are light. You are life. You are magnificent. And I am so grateful that you shine your light and share your magnificence. So please do continue to do that in this magnificent world. I am grateful for you. So today, my thought was to talk about the nature of this exploration of what it is to be a human in this experience. You know, we call ourselves human beings. That's the language that has been developed to try to describe who we are on a scientific level, I guess. And one thing that I often think about is that I have been on a journey my whole life of trying to understand the nature of humanity. And it's taken different turns at different points. But one of the things is it's kind of an exciting thing for me to try to understand the nature of humanity. And so I used to do that through the practice of being an actor. So as I know you all know, prior to my being a minister, I was an actor. Musical theater was my jam, although I did do a lot more than musical theater. And I actually did a lot more in theater than just perform. I was also a producer. I've done directing. I've done designs of various kinds. I've done a lot in the theater, and I've done some stuff in television as well. But what I realize is that the exploration specifically related to the acting part of it, the exploration for me was always about trying to understand a greater sense of myself through the characters that I would develop and play in roles that I was cast in. And so it was almost like I would get to don the mask of a character to try to find out about myself. And so it was kind of an outside in kind of approach to understanding the nature of my own humanity. When I had the call to ministry, what I realized is that after I, went through the training and was first licensed and then subsequently ordained and then ordained again, and then the doctorate and all of that, what I realized is that the path in ministry is actually kind of the opposite. It's looking at the inside and allowing that to inform the outside. And so I've always been on this path in some way or another. Why do I bring all of this up? Because my encouragement to you is to determine, and I'm not going to say one path is better than the other. if I had never become a minister, I would have been perfectly happy to remain in the acting profession. I'm grateful that I became a minister. I'm grateful that I'm in this world, and I'm grateful that I'm working in the direction of melding the two in some ways, through the ministry that I offer. But I would like us all to kind of do an assessment. This is my call to you. Be willing to do an assessment of what it is to be fully human, of what it is to be fully spiritual as a human expression, to recognize that your human expression and your spiritual expression are one and the same. What does that mean to you, and how might you move forth in life from that point of view? And the other part of that is to not let anyone define you except for you. And that's kind of the spiritual message as well. You do not need to be defined by anyone else. And that can be scary because we maybe want to please people. Maybe we want to not, cause any waves in our relationships. But oftentimes it's because people have expectations of you. And I think sometimes we meet those expectations, even if they are contrary to what we really want to express and experience in our lives. So it's just something to look at. I'm not, you get to decide how you address that. But I have come to a point in my life where I don't worry about what people think of me. That's their business, not mine. And, in ministry, that can be challenging too, because I am a very particular kind of minister who does ministry in a very particular kind of way. And I don't appeal to everybody. And there are people that have left this community because they don't like the way I do ministry. And you know what? That's okay. I want people to go where they are spiritually nourished. I want people to go where they are spiritually fed. I want people to find what works for them. This is what works for me, and this is what seems to work for those who remain part of this community. So the call today, do some exploration of what it is to be a spiritual human. Look at it from the inside out. Look at it from the outside in. That's the call. That's the call. And I'm going to take that call to action in deepening understanding into this practice of affirmative prayer. So if it is safe and comfortable for you, if you'd like to join me in this practice of affirmative prayer, please feel free to close your eyes if you'd like to. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. I choose to close my eyes, as it does allow me to turn the attention to that inner life. And it is the inner life that is flowing forth to create the expression of my outer life. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am empowered through an identity that is absolute. I have an absolute identity, as do we all. That absolute identity is the infinite power and presence that is the divine essence and source of all creation. And I may choose to call it God. I choose to understand it as love. It is an awareness of the universal wholeness, of which I am a facet. Each and every one of us is a facet of universal wholeness. We are, each and every one of us, wholly divine. The wholeness of us is divine, is God essence, is this powerful creative source. And I'm willing to go on the exploration to understand the spiritual human in so many ways, and to not worry about what other people think of me, for that is their business, but to fully express my spiritual humanness in every moment, knowing that my choice is to do so in love, with respect, through kindness, that is how I choose to express this spiritual humanity. And so I trust and know that all is unfolding with grace, with ease, and with magnificence. For that is the nature of the divine, to always be flowing gracefully, easefully, and magnificently. We are magnificent, each and every one of us. And so with gratitude and appreciation, I simply allow it to be. I let go. I trust. I know, and affirm this as so by saying, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Well, my friends, always grateful to share this time with you. And I look forward to seeing you again. A couple of things I do want to let you know about. So I'm going to be engaged in the mindful moment next week, all the way through Thursday. I am actually going on vacation in August. We haven't really made a big deal about this or let people know in our community. I'm going to be going on vacation in August for a couple weeks, actually. I'm going to be in Canada with my husband. We're visiting family and friends up there. And so what I've decided to do is to allow myself to go on hiatus from the mindful moment for the month of August. So the last mindful moment that I'm going to do will be on August 1st. That's a week from today. And then I will return to doing the mindful moment on the 26th. Now, what about the rant on Fridays? The rant at 9:30 with Reverend Steph Saint Amand. I am planning on participating in the rant if I can. There may be a week where I am actually unable because I think we're going to be out by the lake, and so we may not have internet access. So that's kind of the schedule for the mindful moment and the rant. I haven't worked it out with Steph yet, how we're going to manage that, but we'll work it out. The other thing that I want to let you know about, and this actually goes in alignment with what happened today, what I was talking about today, is I have been on a journey with a few intrepid souls in what I call the Genius Workshop, or the Undiscovered Genius Workshop, where we are looking to discover our inner genius. And the workshop itself is an opportunity. I invite people to find something that resonates with them that they can go on the exploration of, that culminates essentially in a presentation. I don't necessarily like to call it a performance because that makes it feel like, oh my gosh, I have to have it like performance. I don't want it to be performative. I want it to be presentational of something that is deeply within the self. And so those magnificent people are ready to present themselves to an audience this Saturday in the Discovering Genius workshop presentation. Discovering Genius, Saturday, July 27th, 4 p.m. at Unity of Tucson here in the sanctuary. You are invited to join us. We would love to see you. The presentation begins at 4 p.m., so don't be late. Would love to see you. There's no charge. You get to just show up and support these magnificent souls in what they have chosen to offer and share with the world. So would love to see you there. Yes, Discovering Genius, Saturday, July 27th, 4 p.m., right here at Unity of Tucson in the sanctuary. All right. Peace and blessings to you. I am deeply grateful for you. And I will see you tomorrow at 9:30 for the rant with Reverend Steph Saint Amand right here on these streaming channels. All right. Love you all. Bye, everybody.